And this is KC9VKV, and good afternoon. This is the Qso-Vlog network. Between now and 5 we will be recording, and if you have a radio that you want to check out, give us a shout. And like I say, we are recording, and then we'll post it up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So you can go there and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to the Qso-Vlog page. And on that page you'll find today's entry, which will be my group air check 5/24/19. My group air check 5/24/19. And also of note, this afternoon will be on 7188 as opposed to 7189. We're going to test on this frequency and try to guard the RV service net up on 7191, I believe it is. So we'll see how this goes, and if all goes well, we'll probably pretty much be on this frequency TFN. So this is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you've got a radio you want to check out the audio, give us a shout. This is KC9VKV.
November X-ray 1 Quebec.
Station Quebec, come back with a call sign again, slowly, phonetically.
November X-ray 1 Quebec.
Roger, roger. What's the name there, sir? November X-ray 1 Quebec. What's the name, sir?
Sorry, I missed that. Name is Don, Delta Oscar November, about 20 miles off of Atlanta. And you have a strong signal here, over.
All right, you're done. I missed that. What's your location again?
Just south of Atlanta, about 20 miles.
Roger, roger. Now, we're running 4 SDRs this afternoon. We're running Rochester, New York, Raleigh, North Carolina, Arlington, Virginia, and Milford, PA. So I haven't run those through. I'm getting about a 6 over on your signal right now. Come back and give me about 10 seconds of audio, and I'll look around and see if I've got a hotter SDR. Roger?
Yeah, sure.
SDR, roger.
Pick this radio up, so, well, plugged it in yesterday anyway. It's 7300 I picked up. Forces right out of the box, so it should be pretty good on the audio. But I'm running it through ALS 600 at the moment. So, which is relatively new. It's only been used a little bit, so. But, I think I got some settings dialed in okay. It's just that takes a couple lights and all the noise.
Don, you went into my noise level. You were giving me about a 4 dB over, but you did go into my noise level that time. So conditions right at the moment are not good down towards Georgia. Roger, roger.
After you start up, you can't get hold of you, so I'm sure you'll be busy. Roger.
Right now, you just came up about 10 dB. You're about a 10 over now. What radio are you running, sir?
It's a 7300. I just got out of the box yesterday. Tried to dial in the settings last night to make it sound okay, but the monitor function on it is pretty horrible. So I'm probably going to go ahead and have my son transmit a little bit on it and run some web SDR in the background and see how it does. Probably okay though.
Roger, Roger. Got a good copy on you now. Let's see if we can get started real quick here. I recommend running that compressor at about a 3 out of 10. If you can get to your compressor, engage it at about a 3 out of 10. A 3, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I tried that last night. It seemed a little, through the headphones I was wearing, it seemed a little overdriven, so I put it on a 2, but I just put it on a 3 right now. Is that any different?
Looking good. Now, you're running the stock hand mic, Roger?
Yeah, at the moment I haven't hooked up the Pro 6 to it yet at all.
All right, and operating that microphone, the stock hand mic, you want to put it to the side of your mouth and talk across it. You don't want to talk directly into it. I suggest you're going to have a long ways to go to beat the sound quality of that hand mic. The mic that you replace it with should be a condenser desk mic. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I don't have one of those. I got everything else, but I think the headphones are. I can't remember.
Okay, I missed that last. I would suggest running that hand mic. Do you know how to get to your tone control?
Yeah, roger that.
I would suggest running the mic you have now at about 2 clicks boost on the top end side. Roger?
Okay, I'll make that adjustment. I think I have it at 0. No, I have it +1 on the treble and 0 on the bass at the moment.
Roger, I'd kick it one more on the top end, and then consult. We go to your ALC and take a look at what we got. So if you got a moment, crank that top end one more click on the top, and then go to ALC, and we'll see where your signal is. Last I copied there, you were towards my noise level again. So Mother Nature is kind of up and down this afternoon. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I'm getting to the... there's the meter, okay. Alright, so I put the treble at +2, and the compression is going anywhere from 10 to 20, which seems a bit high, and the ALC is about 80% up. Yeah, about 80% up.
Roger, Roger. Now remember, bring that mic up to the side of your mouth and talk across it. Don't talk into it, because you've got a lot of transients. You got a lot of noise, mouth noise and stuff. So if you bring it up to your mouth and talk across it, you minimize that situation. Now, you know, what I would suggest would be that you go down to your local music store and get a windscreen. They make them now. They're a lot shorter than what they used to be. They used to be about 6 inches long, but the ones today just fit over the top of the microphone. They're about 3 inches long, and that would just go right over that that hand mic, Roger, and that would solve all of your transient problems, Roger.
Okay, very good. Well, I think I know what you mean. I'm kind of talking across the side of it now, and it seems like the pressure line is a little gentler, and the ALC is maybe, I don't know, maybe it's about 25, so I think that did something.
I didn't catch quite what your ALC was at mid-scale to 2/3.
It's probably about 75% of the, almost to the top of the red.
Excellent. I'm looking at your audio, and you have about a 2.5 to 3 dB dynamic range, which interpolates to around 80 to 85% average peak modulation, which is a nice fat signal, Roger.
Roger that. Wow, you have that down to a science, obviously. I have taken a little bit of a look at some of your stuff that you posted, and yeah, that's quite extensive and quite a bit of effort. So big thank you there.
Roger, Roger. I would say that you're probably the 170th 7300 that we've set up. We locally, they call us Dr. VKV. I just put a little signage up on the studio there, Dr. VKV, because we do usually know the answers to a lot of questions, Roger.
Oh yeah, you're dealing with the similar situations in radios, and that's great. You know how to deal with each one. And of course, this model, has become just so well known, so ubiquitous that lots of people are going to have them. I think everyone wants one, right? If not for their regular radio, then for some kind of alternate to play around with and see how it sounds. It does sound very good on receive audio. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. Well, the thing about that 7300 and the 7610 is that they have what I call a stonewall limiter. The limiter is a very good limiter, and you can push it pretty hard and not have any distortion, and it does an amazing job. That's actually the thing that makes the signal so fat. 3 dB is, if you consider that the normal audio without processing runs 10 dB, approximately 10 dB, with an average peak modulation of about 30%. So what we do by the time we finish setting up that radio, you're running probably about a 3 dB dynamic range and about a 80 to 85% average peak modulation, and it's a very loud signal, but it's pleasant. It's not pushed. It doesn't sound like it's you're going to jump off a cliff the next second.
Yeah, roger that. I have a friend who has one for the last few months, and I think including him, everyone I've talked to, they say put the mic gain down a bit, but I think it's right at default right now, which is of course 50.
Roger, yeah. If you keep an eye on your ALC, and you want to make sure that you don't go into the red, you can go 50 to 75%, no problem. But you don't want to go into the red. Now, sometimes mobiles do have a tendency to push that red line a little bit, and even doing that, there's very little distortion. It just gets fatter. But for a bass operation, I do suggest mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Even when I speak as loud as I can, it gets to about 80% of the where the red is going to stop. So I think we're good there. I am surprised though to see the compression like last night. I don't think it was like that, but it's flashing all the way to 20 plus here and there, but probably between 10 and 15 when I'm talking normally.
Roger, Roger. Well, we just adapted 3 out of 10 on the compressor because if you hear a compressor working, there's too much. It's too much. That's why we chose a 3, because it doesn't. You can't really hear it working. It just does its thing, which is the beginning of the that 3 dB dynamic range target that we're looking for. Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Sounds good. Well, probably a line is forming by now, so I think I will let you get to it.
Roger, Don. And your call. Give me your call again.
It is DON-NX1Q, November X-ray 1 Quebec.
Gotcha, sir. Thank you very much, and you have a real good Friday afternoon and a great weekend. Sounding good from Atlanta. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog program, today operating on 7188, down 1 click from our normal 7189. We're trying to see if we can give the RV service net a little guarding as far as frequency-wise. They're 3 clicks up, and so we want to try to be a good neighbor, and so we're going to try to run the 7188 provided there are no problems. So this is KC9VKV. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.